30 minutes. Already we are 6 minutes, but it shall be overcome. So December 2022, question number 3, boy. Rema Limited, where is it based? UK. So this is a UK company. So you start reasoning like you are Rema Limited, and if that is the case, then you are a Briton. You're not somebody in this case who is coming here from, Mombasa or wherever. You're not a Kenyan. Now you reason like you are what here? A British person, based firm, bought goods from US supplier and must pay US dollars 4 million. So they must pay US dollars 4 million in 3 months' time. The company is considering 3 choices in order to hedge the transaction exposure and has collected the following information. So you can see the annual interest rates and exchange rates currently available for the US dollar. And then we have in this case here for what year? For the sterling pound. And then you can see the exchange rates, dollar to the sterling pound there. You can see for the spot, 1 month forward, 3 months forward. Anything to do with 1 month here is simply being put there to confuse you. To confuse you. So here basically you can talk of only the spot rate. Spot rate. Where do we use the spot rate? Spot rate, we shall use spot rate in calculations of money markets. Calculations of money markets, we shall use spot rate. Thank you very much. And then we have 3 months. It will be for forward contract. That 1 month being put in between there is to confuse you. And we are not that easily confused. We are strong students. So 1 month forward, that one is simply noise. Determine the amount payable using the following methods. Number 1, forward exchange contract. Number 2, money market borrowing or lending. And then number 3, making a lead payment. So we start with forward contract. Forward contract. So we start with forward contract. Forward contract is the easiest. I only need 2 things to be able to. Okay, sorry for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm normally, in this case here, or rather, anytime they talk about forward contract, we shall be needing 2 things. Number 1, we know we need the amount involved. Amount involved. So the amount involved, they have told us it's 4 million US dollar. Is it payable or receivable? Is it payable or receivable? Payable or receivable? It's payable because you can see this company called Rema, yeah, has bought goods. So it has brought goods into the UK. They're required to pay. So this one here is a payable. From there now, the second thing that I need is the 3 months forward contract rate, forward rate. The 3 months forward rate, because it's a forward contract. So I need the 3 months forward rate. 3 months forward rate. I can see the 3 months forward rate down there. It is 1.8445, 1.8445 to 1.8460. What to what? These are dollars per pound. It's given up there. It's given up there. Yeah, must pay. Thank you very much. So up to here, ladies and gentlemen, are we really together? Up to here, are we really together? You only need 2 things for you to be able to do a forward contract question. Ladies and gentlemen, the next thing will be for us to define which one is the buy, which one is the sell. Because whenever you're given this kind of a range, one must be buy, the other one must be what here? Must be sell. So in this case here, do I have good, bright students who are able to tell me which one between number 1 and number 2 is buy? Please identify the buying rate for me. Identify the buying rate for me. Is it number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Why number 2? Why number 2? Because I'm seeing everybody saying number 2, number 2. Why number 2? Why number 2? Let me see whether there is anybody who will be able to say, Mwalimu, number 2 is the position of my home currency. Remember, you are based in the UK. And the UK, they of course use this sterling, jack, this pound. The pound is for the UK. And you can see the pound is on the right side. The pound is on the right side. Here we have got a left number, and then we have a right number. So the right number, because the pound, positional currency, you can see pound, which is our home currency, is on the right. So the right one becomes buy. This one here becomes what we call sell. So this will be the bank's buying rate. This will be the bank's selling rate. All right, Paul, sorry, yeah, we'll be able to upload this. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once you have identified that, can somebody tell me the role of the bank? Anybody who is able to tell me the role of the bank without missing, without, in this case, you're getting it wrong, role of the bank. Yeah, because remember, when it's a receivable, the bank buys. Payable, the bank sells. Payable, bank sells. The bank sells. So it will sell at what rate? Do you know the selling rate? This is the selling rate. $1.8445 per pound. So please go ahead and exchange. The last step, go ahead and exchange. So while exchanging, are we going to multiply? While exchanging, are we going to multiply or divide? This and this. The person who taught me this thing told me something very nice. Just look at the similarity of the currencies. Whenever, you know, these are dollars, my friend. These are dollars, and these are dollars. If you try multiplying them, you will end up getting dollar squared. And if you get a currency which is dollar squared, honestly, even Trump will call you and they will just slap you. Because in this world, it doesn't matter whether it's a superpower, your currency can never be squared. You can't take dollars and you multiply with dollars. You can't take dollars and multiply with dollars. So when I see dollar and dollar, I know the only way of exchanging, like these three students have told us, it is to divide. Therefore, I will come here and take 4 million and take $4 million. I divide this by $1.8445 per pound. So then when I divide, the dollar and the dollar is going to cancel out, giving me, in this case here, an answer which is in form of what here? In form of yeah, 21,68,609. 21,68,609. And what are these? These are pounds. Yeah, thank you very much. If you don't like this thing of dividing by using the similarity of currencies, there is no problem. You can go ahead and use this, mother tongue. You can use mother tongue. You can comfortably use mother tongue. And our mother tongue, we can see it is $1.8445 equals 1 pound, equals 1 pound. How about 4 million? How about $4 million? How about $4 million? So then go ahead and cross multiply. Go ahead and cross multiply. It'll be 4 million times 1 divided by 1.8445 like that. So this is an agreement. So then you'll be able to allow now Mwalimu to go straight away to the next concept, which is money markets, and I will do just money markets, and then I stop there because it's supposed to be just exactly 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So I can see there are students who did this yesterday, and I'm imagining that you guys got everything right. You guys must have gotten everything right. Great. Then we go straight away to money markets. We go straight away to money markets. Straight away to money markets. We go straight away to money markets. So money markets, I need to remember the rule. There are 2 rules here, remember. There are 2 rules here, remember. Which rule are we supposed to be using? Which rule are we supposed to be using here? There are 2 rules. Money market has got 2 rules. Don't forget this. Money market, yes, thank you, Kilian. Rina, this is not a receipt. This is a payable question. And if it's a payable question, rule 2 applies. Rule 2 applies. And we know that rule 2 is foreign payment, borrow local. FPBL, foreign, this is a foreign payment question. It's a foreign payment, borrow local. Borrow local. borrow local. Remember, we have got two currencies. From the exchange rates given, we have dollars to the pound. So in this case here, then you will advise Rema to borrow in which currency? Will you advise, in this case here, Rema to borrow the dollar or to borrow the pound? What will you advise Rema to borrow going by this? Remember, Rema is based in the UK. Rema is based in the UK. So these are foreign payment borrow local. So in short, you are saying that Rema will borrow pounds, i.e. borrow the local currency, i.e. borrow pounds. Pounds like this, borrow pounds like this. Great. Now, having understood this, ladies and gentlemen, I will now go ahead and draw my table. Now I'm drawing my table, but I would want to know as I go next to my next step here, have you guys been able to write up to here? Have you guys been able to write up to this particular point? Remember rule one, I've done rule one severally. I hope you guys now are geniuses. Whenever it comes to rule number one, everybody must be comfortable. Everybody must be comfortable. So then go ahead and draw our money market table. So we have here our money markets table. Our money markets what here? Table. So our money markets table, what do we have? Our money markets table, this is what we have. Money markets table, this is what we have. So remember here, the first leg, we shall write borrow. What are we borrowing? The pounds. We shall write borrow, the pounds. Then we shall say money markets, you always convert at which rate? Is there somebody who is able to remember that money markets you convert always at spot? Money markets will always convert at spot rate. Yeah, thank you so much. So convert this to spot, and after converting whatever money you'll get, you'll come and invest or lend. And now this money will be in form of your home currency. Not home, but this, of course, you've borrowed pounds. So it will be what here? It will be the other currency, which is a US dollar, like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, could we kindly go to the pounds? We have a table there. I want to pick interest rates. I want to pick interest rates. I want to pick interest rates. And I would want, in this case, somebody to tell me what is the interest rate of borrowing a pound. 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 You can see here, we have the US dollar here, and here we have the sterling pound. And this examiner wants to confuse you. He's giving you that thing of 1 month. Yeah. Was it silent? It wasn't silent at all. This is a straightforward question. So you can see in this case here, the borrowing rate is 3 months. For the pound, borrowing rate is 13.25. If I were you, that 1 month whole row, I will strike it off. 1 month whole row, strike it off so that doesn't confuse you. So it is 13.25. So it is 0.1325 times 3 over 12 plus 1. Remember that these rates of interest, they're normally annualized. They are normally for a whole year. Actually, they've even told you up there, annual interest rate. They must always be time prorated. They must always be time prorated. So this one here, remember, the more the decimal places you give me, the better. The more the decimal places you give me, the better. The more the decimal places you give me, the better. So we have here 0.1325 times 3 over 12 plus 1. 0.1325 times 3 over, why 3 over 12? Because of the 3 months involved in the question. Times 3 over 12 plus 1. This one here will end up giving us what figure? 1.033. For this one here, the more the decimal places, the better. Yeah, for accuracy. But of course, for the currency, we shall always round off to the whole number. All right. Then we go to the other side of the coin. When now we are investing the US dollar. Investing the US dollar, can somebody tell me the US dollar? You know, US dollar, we're investing. We are lending. At times the examiner, to confuse you, he'll use the word what here? Deposit. You'll use the word deposit. You'll use the word deposit. Deposit. Now we are on the dollar. Is there somebody who will be able to pick the dollar deposit rate 3 months? Dollar deposit rate 3 months, 6%. 6% is the same as 0.06 times 3 over 12 plus 1. 0.06 times 3 over 12 plus 1. 6% is 0.06 times 3 divided by 12 plus 1. 1.015. 1.015 like that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now work on this thing, convert at spot. Can a good student in this case here give me one figure that I'm going to use here for conversion purposes? The spot rate, I can see there are 2 spot rates there. The spot rate that I'll be using, the spot rate has a range. Can some student here give me the spot rate that I'm going to use here? Abracadabra. A good student to give me the spot rate that I'll be using here. Just try your luck. Try your luck. I only have 8 minutes. I only have 8 minutes, and I will not go beyond that, because you must always keep with that practice of sleeping for more than 6 hours. You must sleep for more than 6 hours. If you have the time, you should sleep for 8 hours. If you have the time, you should sleep for 8 hours every day. I try to sleep for 5, 6, 7. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, then we have our spot rate. So I can see our spot rate. Our spot rate has been given in the form of a range, 1.8625 to 1.8635 dollars to the pound. I know my home currency is the pound, and the pound is on the right. The pound is on the right. When the pound is on the right number becomes pi. This one here becomes, oh, I forgot to tell you. Our rule says FPBL cells. That's the rule, cells. So basically we shall use the selling rate. So convert at spot, and the spot here is 1.8625, the selling rate. Yeah, dollars per pound, like that. And remember that these are payable question. So payable question, we normally do things opposite. Payable question normally start from here. So the money involved, remember the money involved is 4 million. 4 million US dollars. It's a payable question. Payable question. Of course, you don't even have to just remember that payable is the one that gives us the amount here to start with. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's 4 million US dollars, I can only put US dollars on the leg of US dollars. On the leg of US dollars. On the leg of the US dollars. If it was pounds, I would have put this in the leg of the pounds here. Then now we start in this case here now making movements. Now we move. So I will call this A, I will call this B, I will call this C, I'll call this D. So now my role is to take this figure from 4 million here. I take the 4 million from here, I put it here, using this journey, Subaru Road. Right. So when we are moving up, I expect to go to present value. So I expect a smaller number. Up, I shall always divide. Up, divide, divide. So in this case here, to get B, you will take the 4 million. You divide this by what here? 1.015. Give me an answer in form of a whole number. Up, always divide. Up, always divide. Yeah. Thank you, Kalyan. 3940. 3940. So we have here 3940. So B is 3940. 3940. 887. The only thing you guys are not telling me is that these still are US dollars. Are US dollars. So then come and give me C. See, there is an exchange rate involved. And I can see the exchange rate is in the form of dollars. And these are dollars. So I'm moving now from here to here. From here to here. Because these are dollars and these are dollars per pound. Dollars. There is no way I will multiply. I will have to divide. All right. So in this case here, come and give us answer C. So answer C, we are taking these 3940887 US dollars. We divide this by 1.8625. dollars per pound. You can see in this case, a dollar and dollar will cancel out. And remember, I'm not using the figure that is in the calculator. No, I'm writing this afresh because for amounts, I shall always use a whole number. So this divided by this will end up giving me 21. So I want C. Can somebody give me this value of C? Can somebody give me this value of C? 211, 51.92. So 211, 51.92 pounds like that. Thank you so much. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now, in this case here, move from this point to point D. So now here I'm going to the future. I'm going to the future. I expect a big amount falling down. So when I move down, whenever I move down, I will always multiply. Up, divide, down, multiply. So down, multiply. So down, multiply, always. So D, ladies and gentlemen, we shall have this 211, 51.92 pounds. You say times this number here, 1.033125 like that, which now will end up giving us what figure? 21,86,002 pounds like that. So does this now make some sense to all of us? This is the final answer, remember. Does it make sense to all of us now? Does it make sense to all of us? All right. Thank you so much. Great, 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 great. So please practice. There are those many students who always come to me. They even call Mwalimu, those ones who even happens to be knowing my madam. They even call my madam late at night, telling madam, Mwalimu akona leakage. Akuna leakage. But now, like, this area is a popular area. You can't really miss this area in the exam. If you happen to appreciate this very, very well, you will easily survive. You will easily survive. This is really, really important. The last one, I only have 2 minutes. So the last one, they want me to use what we call lead payment. Number 3, lead payment. So lead payment, basically here you ignore credit period. And the pay today. You ignore credit period and pay today. So basically using the spot rate. Just like a forward contract, you need the amount. So amount is $4 million, right? $4 million. And then you need the spot rate. Today's rate. I don't want your credit period. Spot rate. So the spot rate is given down here. It is spot rate is given down here. The spot rate is given down here. It is 1.8625 to 1.8635 dollars per pound. Like that. So remember, I'm always, in this case, I would want you to get the traditions, the method. Per pound, the pound is here. So this becomes buy. This becomes sell. And ours is a payable. The bank sells. So in this case here, bank sells at $1.8625 per pound. Go ahead and exchange. So exchanging, these are dollars and these are dollars, divide. 4 million divided by 1.8625. So this one here will end up giving us what figure? Yeah, I can see Esther laughing there. I hope you're laughing, Esther, because you're happy you've understood some concept. Don't laugh if you're going home without knowing anything. So 2147, 651 pounds. Is that okay? Now from there, you can give us the summary. So go ahead and now give us the summary. Go ahead and give us the summary. Go ahead and give us the summary. Go ahead and give us the summary. So summary. Forward contract. Money markets. We have in this case here lead payment. Lead payment, which is 21,47,651 pounds. The others are forgotten. Is there somebody who can remind Mwalimu what amount do we get for forward contract? What amount do we get for forward contract? 21,68,609. 68,609 pounds. 21,68,609 pounds. And then we have money market. Money market, how much? Somebody remind us. Money market, we must have done this 21,86,002. 21,86,002 pounds. So are all these three figures correct? Are all the figures correct? In the summary, are these figures correct? Are these figures correct? Are these figures correct? And if so, then can you kindly advise this person which one is the very best hedging strategy? Which one is the very best hedging strategy? Which one is the very, yeah. You know, these are payments, my friends. These are payments, my friends. You can't advise somebody to pay the highest. You'll always advise somebody to pay the lowest. Advise somebody to pay the lowest. Advise somebody to pay the lowest. So in this case here, then lead payments or hedge lead payments because of what your lowest cost. So of course, if there are students in this case here who would want to join us for this block revision, basically this is block revision that I'm doing. All right, it will be very important that you call us. We are RCM College, call us. Yeah, these are our numbers, 0719 525,000. Otherwise, from me to you is good night. Bye.